Hey Gunners. Sorry, this video is a little bit late. Been a really busy week. I'm gonna do a combination of a quick analysis of the game against West Brom, and then I will talk a little bit about the Chelsea game and things moving forward. So yeah, let's get into it. So before the West Brom game, obviously, people feeling very low after Thursday. Lots of people on social media talking about they're not gonna watch it. What's the point? It's a meaningless game. And to those people, I just ask the question: is there such thing as a friendly? Because we have this saying in football: there's no such thing as a friendly. And if there's no such thing as a friendly, then there's no such thing as a meaningless game either. There's points to play for. You know, we want to try to finish as high up the table as possible. We want to try to finish on as high a note as possible. We want to try and make sure we are, finishing in such a way where if we are going to be looking to talk to some players, we can attract those players. So, um, going into the game, it's still important to be professional and to go out there and put on a performance. So leading into the game against West Brom, when the team sheet came out, having a look at the team sheet, you kind of want to see new faces in terms of, you want to see Aziz play, you want Balogun to get a Premier League start or some Premier League time. You want to see some of those players who've been on the fringe, Reece Nelson, for example, and those kinds of players. But then when you look at the periodization of things, the way things actually kind of work in the football world, where you play, then you get a rest day, then you train. Um, Aziz and Balogun played in an under 23s game. Now, some people will make reference to a couple of maybe West Ham youngsters that played in that under 23 game that were then on the bench for West Ham, but that's personal preference. That's just about the way you want to run your club. West Ham may well just be in a situation where they don't have enough players to put on their bench. It could be that they've got injuries or anything like that. Arsenal made the decision that they are going to continue with their sort of periodization, and I guess I have to respect that. And then also, the team wasn't as strong as it could be because obviously big game tomorrow. So having the likes of Aubameyang not playing, Lacazette not playing, having the likes of Xhaka and Partey not playing, Kieran Tierney not playing, just gives them some extra time for their recovery, but then also puts them in contention for that game on Wednesday. So I was I wasn't too surprised. I also think it gives a good I also think it gives a good look into what Arteta sees as being his kind of strongest team moving forward. And again, we might agree, we might disagree, but it just shows, because one of the criticisms of Arteta has been, does he even know his starting 11? So onto the game. It was a good performance against the poor team. Even though they've had some good form recently, they're still a poor team, and you kind of expect to go into the game and win the game. However, it's Arsenal, right? And these games so far this season, we've managed to find a way to shoot ourselves in the foot. We've had a sending off, or VAR's killed us, or the players just haven't turned up. So it was good for them, especially at a point where the game doesn't put you into any kind of European contention. It's not a cup game where you move on to the next leg or anything like that. It's you're playing for points. And so to see the players go out there and perform as they did is encouraging. It's a good sign. I think one of the big things that the game highlighted for me was how important it is to have attacking fullbacks on their strong sides on each side of the field. That was the big take from me. I've been asking for Saka to be playing at left back for God knows how long, ever since Kieran Tierney picked up his injury. You know, Saka, he broke into the team playing as a left back. So when you've got players like Martinelli, players like Pepe, who can come in the forward line, why not use a player who's got left back experience and who's done a good job at left back, play left back? So it was good to see him play in at the left back role. It was good to see him get involved with an assist from that fullback role. And the goals were just very well taken. You know, again, it's been one of the criticisms this season is that we've had these chances and we haven't taken these chances. And you know, you look back to Thursday, and you've got Aubameyang with two very good chances that hit the post. You got Pepe with another really good chance on his strong side that he puts wide, and then Smith Rowe pretty much keeper sitting on the ground. You know, if he could finish there, then you know we're into a final. Anyhow, it was good to see them take their goals today, and they're probably harder goals to score. They're definitely more spectacular, and they're things that we as fans love to see. The really pleasing thing for me about the goals was the roles that the fullbacks played in them. So, you know, the first one is assisted by Saka, who's breaking forward from a left back position. The second goal, Pepe's goal, is made by Chambers bombing down the outside, and this is something that I would love to see more of. You know, this is something I think Cedric does pretty well. This is something I think Chambers does very well. Bellerin hasn't done it as much. I'm not sure what's happening there because he seems to come infield like an inverted fullback a little bit more. So I'm not sure if that's where Arteta feels his strength is. I don't know. But Chambers bombing down the outside of Pepe just makes that defender not get as tight to Pepe. You know, the defender's got to hold off a little bit because otherwise the ball goes in behind him and he's toast. And that allows Pepe to step in, and you know, it's a glimpse at what Pepe can do. I'm looking forward to him getting a proper preseason under Arteta, because I think there's a lot more to come from him personally. And then Willian, you know, we know the quality he has because we've seen the quality he has. To turn around and say that he's a poor player or he's shit or anything like that, just it does, you know, it's irrational. You know, he hasn't performed, yeah, that's fair enough, but you don't lose quality like that overnight. And so he's got the quality there. It's a shame he hasn't shown it so far, but you know, towards the second half of the season he's been better. He was good on the day, and he took his goal very, very well. So, you know, credit to him. And I hope he kind of it uses it as a platform to build some confidence, and to build some momentum. And he continues to elevate his performance levels. Moving on to a pre-game analysis, I guess, of the Chelsea game tomorrow. The one thing we know is that Chelsea are going to have to make changes with them having a cup final on Saturday. I think it's Saturday. They're going to have to sort of make a number of changes in order to have, you know, their first team strong and ready and fit, ready to go on the Saturday. That doesn't mean it's going to be a weak team you play against. It's still going to be a strong team because Chelsea just have an embarrassment of riches on their bench. So I would still like to see Arsenal go at them, get after them, press them high, put them under pressure, because although these are players that are high quality players, for the most part, they are still not going to be fully kind of match ready and match speed. Not playing for a number of weeks is going to reduce your ability to perform at maximum level. And this is Arsenal should be putting out their strongest team. So you'd like to see them get after them, put them under pressure, And then, it's the same things as I've pretty much been saying every week on Twitter. You want to make sure the defenders, the centre backs, are dominant to stop any breakaways, making sure the balls that are coming into strikers, the strikers aren't able to turn. And if you can cut the ball out after the striker gets it, to stop them from holding play up and bringing people into play, then great. I also think dominating possession for periods of time is going to be important, and try to keep them in their half, which is part of where the centre backs not allowing breakaway attempts and not allowing the strikers to hold the ball up too much is going to come into it. Fullbacks getting high, getting in behind the Chelsea back line for those pullbacks and crosses. We've been effective with it when we've been able to get into those positions. So I'd like to see them continue that. And then making sure we take our chances. And it's been the big thing this season. A lot of the games that we've played this season and that we've lost. So you look at the Tottenham game earlier in the season, you look at the Leicester game earlier in the season, you look at the Wolves game earlier in the season. There's been a lot of those kinds of games where we've dominated possession. We maybe haven't created a lot of clear-cut chances, but we've had one or two in a game that we should take, and we haven't taken them. And then something crazy happens in the game, and we end up losing the game. So I would like to see Arsenal just clinical on the day. It was pretty clinical on Sunday against West Brom, but those aren't what you call clear-cut chances. Those goals are banging goals, but every single one of them is beautifully taken and difficult to take. It's the tap-ins, it's the near post runs, and it's the sort of headers from 6 yards. I want to see us taking those chances if we can create them. I'm expecting a strong lineup. As we said, lots of players have been rested. So I would imagine it's going to go something like Leno in goal, Bellerin at right back, probably. And that's just because Chambers played on Sunday. Mari and Holding as the two centre-backs, with Tierney as the left back. I think we're going to have a Xhaka party midfield. And then I think the forward line looks something like Odegaard in the 10 position, although I'd much rather Smith Rowe play. And then you're looking at Saka, Aubameyang, I think will play on the left with Lacazette up front. I mean, that's just what I can see Arteta doing. I don't necessarily agree with it, but that's just my kind of prediction for what I think he's going to do. And basically, I want to see who's prepared to play for the shirt. That's what I want to see. In these games where they're playing for points, they're safe, can't make Europe. Are you still proud of the club that you play for? Do you still show that professional class that Arsenal are known for? Are you still going to go out there and fight for the badge? And so that's the big thing for me. That's what I want to see this in this game and for the remainder of the season. To be honest, I think we should be looking to pick up as many points as possible. But then I also feel there's an element of, if we can find some kind of a groove, if we can find some kind of a style of play that's entertaining, if we can score some goals, then it makes Arteta's job a lot easier when looking to bring in new players. You can say, look at the way we finished the season. We finished the season really strong. We're starting to get the ideas. We're starting to, put the team together. And that may attract some players, to come over. So it's make no mistake about it. Not only that, it's a London derby. So make no mistake about it, it's a big game. We need to go into it 100% and give it everything that we can. And the last thing is, we're 4 points off, that mob down the road. And we've seen them fall apart against Leeds. They've got tough games coming. And so, let's just go out there and see if we can overtake them. While I'm not the kind of person that looks to overtaking Spurs as being some sort of a trophy or anything like that. In what has been a pretty dismal season, how good would it be to just finish above the Spuds down the road? Just be able to just let them know, yeah, we might be shit this season, but you've been far worse, especially when they started as well as they did. So yeah, uh, looking forward to the games. Looking forward to connecting with more Arsenal fans. And if you've got anything you'd like to say, any questions, any comments, anything, please feel free. Um, I'm always up for talking to fellow Arsenal fans. I don't really do the negative stuff. I think it's possible to be critical without being negative. So don't bring any negativity to me. But looking forward to chatting and hearing your views. Please like if you enjoy it. Please share and subscribe, because I'm gonna be doing this for a long time now. So come on, you Gunners.